Big business story in the works at the moment, folks. Target and Kmart are set to merge and be turned into a single $10 billion business. Parent company Wesfarmers says the move is designed to improve sales and boost productivity. Target and Kmart stores will keep their name, as the change will only affect back-end processes. A handful of roles will be made redundant as a result, though. Joining us live now is Scott Phillips, the Chief Investment Officer at the Motley Fool. So what is this merger? What will it look like, Scott? Welcome back, by the way.
Thank you, mate. Good to be back with you. Mate, yeah, been through a bit of outback New South Wales, Queensland and South Australia and the Northern Territory over the past few weeks, where a dozen or a dozen and a half Target stores have been rebranded as Kmart. But this one is not a front-end rebrand. This is a back-end change, at least for now. They're saying basically they're running two separate teams, two technology stacks, two distribution processes. If they merge into one, effectively one business with two brands, not quite Qantas and Jetstar, those are different brands. This is effectively a different merchandise, different range, different branding on the front of the stores, but everything on the back end will be run by one business in, as you said, a $10 billion deal. Mate, if I was a betting man, I would say the end is nigh for Target as a brand. Right. Maybe not in the short term, maybe not even in the medium term. I've already said, 18 or so stores rebranded from Target to Kmart around the country, including my local, by the way. It was a Target, now a Kmart hub, I think they call it. It will continue, I think, to happen. Kmart is a spectacularly successful business. Their strategy they embarked on, almost a decade ago now, I think it was, when they kind of ditched all brands and went to just that really cheap single price point, $4 T-shirts, $6 shorts, that kind of stuff, has done remarkable business for them. Whether Target can survive in a world where you've got Big W, Kmart, Target, you've got the $2 shops, so many online options, Catch and Kogan and others now, I wouldn't be at all surprised to see Target stays numbered.
So it'll eventually just all become Kmart stores?
That's my guess, mate. The company's saying no. The company's saying two separate brands. They don't want to, of course, have any of their shoppers, not want to shop there. If you get rid of Target, maybe some people say, well, I'll go somewhere else then. So they want to be careful of that. But once you merge the back ends, a two-brand strategy may well be hard to sustain.
So Target's an international brand, right? I know Wesfarmers owns it now, but does that matter? Does that matter at all?
No, it doesn't, mate. So it is, well, there are multiple Targets around the world, same as multiple Woolworths, by the way, but they are not related at all. They have the same branding, the same name, but only by kind of coincidence. There's no linkage, if there ever was, between these businesses. They tend to be just, a retail name that worked, and imitation is the serious form of flattery, of course. So no international impact necessarily, although there is some, in a globalised world, an online world, there is some benefit. Same as Domino's, by the way, again, another business with the same kind of idea. There's reason to think they might consider that a brand strength, but I don't think that'll be enough to save it.
So will shoppers here be the big winners in the end? Will prices come down or will they go up? How's that going to work?
Yeah, my guess, mate, is not much will change at store level, at least in the short term. This is about back-end cost savings. It is interesting, too, though. It comes at a time of economic slowdown, not quite weakness just yet, but we know slowdown, inflation is up, of course. This seems to me, from a Wesfarmers perspective, to be a way of saving some money at the back end to boost profitability without having to look at pricing or customer numbers. And I think we might see that. We're coming up to earnings season next month for the ASX. This will be a fascinating one because we will see how much pricing power companies have, but what else they are doing or have done to try and save some money and bank some bottom line profit. This is very much the latter for Wesfarmers.
Okay, big inflation data out tomorrow. It's the quarterly results. Where are we going to land?
Really important, mate. 6 or 6.2%, depending on the numbers, is the expectation. The trimmed mean, the average that takes off the outliers the RBA prefers, that's likely to be at 6%, down from 6.6. The headline expected to go from 7 to 6.2. Both really positive numbers, big positive changes. Fuel is going to be one of the major contributors again to that number. It is going to be great news, shows us going in the right direction. Even if those numbers are achieved, though, mate, still double the top end of the RBA's target range and triple the bottom end of that range. We are still a long way away, and the bond market's pricing in a interest rate increase by October.
So what do we need to be below? There's folks with a mortgage will be watching this closely. What number do we need to be below to avoid an interest rate rise?
That is a very good question. Nobody knows because the RBA hasn't said. And as always, there are two questions. What will they do and what should they do? What they will do is a different question. Mate, I don't think any number is going to be enough this time around in isolation. It may be enough to keep them from raising rates in August, and that gives us some breathing room because September, October could well be a better period for us. If if inflation keeps coming down in that monthly series, the newer monthly series, that might keep the RBA's hand away. Mate, I don't do predictions, as you know, but I reckon par at the moment is one more in this cycle. Whether it's August, September, or October, I think they'll feel like they have to do one more. But if the trend continues, they will feel less pressure to go again.
All right. Scott, good to see you. Scott Phillips.
Thanks, mate. You too.
His regular Tuesday spot.